Happy Thirsty Thursday, guys. We got a 9-game NBA slate today. I never thought I'd say it. I was like really excited that the NBA is back, but here we are. Let's talk some hoops. Yo, what's up, boys? It is Keith Stone coming at you guys with another free pick video. Now, guys, let's get the elephant out of the room. All these 70%, 80%, 90% hit rates, they just keep barely missing. It's like, why are we on the 20, 30% of it? I am in a bona fide slump since the Super Bowl. There's just no other way to chalk it up. I've been through something similar to this. It happened last March where I just couldn't buy a slip. You know, it's amazing how fast people turn on you when you just have a little bit of a losing streak, let me tell you. But I will say I am very confident in myself, but we have to be, when we lose, we got to be men about it. And, it is what it is. It sucks. No one likes losing, but you have to own your losses and you have to strive to be better. And that's all I do. I mean, yesterday I sat at this desk for like 13 freaking hours yesterday, just trying to do research on UFC, trying to break down, just a bunch of data, a bunch of fight history, all this stuff to try to give us an edge going into this weekend. Slumps don't last forever. One of these guys in the comments a few days ago was like, "I don't know how you got limited by price picks." I'm like, dude, you're coming in when I'm literally in a freaking slump. Like you're gonna judge me off a 2-week not even that, like a week stretch where I'm going 2 out of 3 and we're barely missing. We're getting hooked on every play. Okay, cool. Well, I'll tell you how I got limited by price picks. It's very simple. A, I'm not I'm not afraid to throw down money, and B, correlation is very powerful. And when I was betting on NFL and college football 2 years ago, I beat them for too much money, so they limited me. I've shown it to you guys on the screen many a times. I'm also banned off FanDuel, just so you guys know. I'm not allowed to be on FanDuel anymore. So I do know what I'm doing. I'm just in a bad slump right now. It started at the Super Bowl. We did pretty damn well on conference weekend. We end up we kind of just made a little bit, but the 2 rounds before that, we did great. NBA is just really cooled off. College basketball was horrible this week. I sent you guys Nebraska. Okay, straight up freaking no show. All the money started coming in on when I showed you guys the play. There was an even money line. By the time it closed, they were like negative 140. So all the money was coming in on them. And it was just painful to watch. Like they straight up no-showed in the first half. I saw a statistic that this is going to blow your mind. I saw a stat that said that was the highest field goal percentage that Penn State has had in a conference game in 18 years. That is the definition of no-showing. So Nebraska got us. But, the day before yesterday, we slaughtered the books. I haven't been able to get hot on DFS. So we're doing all right. We're floating right now. We're floating above water, but the DFS slips, you guys got to remember too, a lot of times these are parlays. So, I don't bet full units on these most of the time. But with all that said, let's get into it. I do have 5 total player props that I really like today. Plus I have a lean for the books. I wouldn't bet it just yet because, it's the NBA and you got to kind of wait and see who's playing and stuff, but I can definitely give you that lean. So without further ado, let's get into the picks. If you're new to the channel, definitely hit subscribe. My name is Keith Stone, guys. Would I've liked to have been better the last couple weeks? You better fucking believe it. But you know what? We're going to bounce back, and hopefully it starts today. Now, I have a VIP week pass that I just set up. You can see it down there on the ticker. $10 is going to get you every single DFS, sportsbook, UFC Seattle. I already have a bunch set on the sportsbooks. Really like this chart. I am going to have a free pick video for you guys. I'm going to give you probably my better slip for that. I do like it a lot, but I have other DFS slips for UFC too. I've already set one on Underdog. I have one on Dabble that I just set. I have one. I'm going to have another one on Underdog. So you're going to get a lot of freaking picks. You're going to get all my NBA today. I actually really like today's slate. I feel like there's a lot of freaking plays that we can attack, some overs, some unders. So this is going to get you all my picks for the low price of $10 from basically till Sunday night. So if you want to get on the weekend pass, if you're superstitious, especially if you've been with me since the beginning, the guys that know like how powerful my slips are when they win. If you're like a superstitious guy and you're like, well, this guy's in a slump right now, but slumps don't last forever. You might just, maybe you'll be my good luck charm. Get in on the pass And who knows? We might just absolutely freaking win everything, like just by pure mathematics, where it's like, hey, these are coming, these are coming. So let's get into the picks. I'm gonna go straight into the one that I really love. We're gonna run this as a 2-man. So we're gonna take Karl Anthony Towns over 27.5 points. Gonna be a popular play today, but it's something I definitely want to get on now. If you look at the hit rate, it's not great, but look what he's done in his last two. You're missing Josh Hart tonight, and Anunoby is questionable. And I'm just telling you straight up, this is a freaking matchup play. I mean, he has destroyed the Bulls. Look at this. 46 and 44 points this year. Look at all this green down here. You see that? Defensive player type, zone versus position, 28th. Defensive rating, 27th. Points in the paint allowed, 30th. They play at the third highest pace. They allow like almost the most three-pointers. The Bulls are just terrible, right? So also last year, he went over this with Minnesota against the Bulls. So there's something about him playing the Bulls. You know, like I said, it doesn't, on paper, it doesn't look like the greatest hit rate. This is purely just a matchup play for me. So I'm not going to say too much more about it. Hopefully he hits this line. Okay, so guys, the next guy I really like is Norman Powell. Now you can see this is 22.5 points, right? Price Picks has him at 23.5. Better before they went on maintenance right here. Had him at 23.5. Everywhere I've seen, Dabble had him at 23.5 or 23, I think. This is why I love Sports Millions. This is why I tell you guys, you got to get down on this app. They give you 10, if you deposit $10, you get 50 free. There's a link down below if you want to sign up. I like taking advantage of sites that are brand new and don't know what they're doing, guys. This is a really good line on Powell. Like I said, Price Picks has it higher. And this is also kind of a matchup play. So you can see in the one game he played the Bucks, he went for 33 points. The Bucks really struggle with the three-point line. This is where he's scoring 43% of his points. Transition, he's scoring quite a bit as well. Spot up shooting, pick and roll ball handle. These are all green light spots. It was the same thing with Towns too. We know that guards historically have given the Bucks problems. This is set at 20. There we go. So now we have it at 22.5. So we got a better line. So it's 63% hit rate on the season, guys. So I really like this. We're going to lock this in for a half of a unit. So it'd be 50 to win 150. Okay, so that's set. And then the other play I have for you guys, I do like this one quite a bit. Now, we had a couple slips on better that are open. One of them hit, and then the other one has this guy to go. Now, I was on OB 2 days ago when the Lions first came out. I do like him to score 10 points here against Memphis. This is a very big green light spot for me. If we pull up Obi in his last 10 games, you're looking at a 60% hit rate. Head-to-head, 16 points in the first matchup. Now, guys, everything that Obi does well, Memphis struggles with. Transition, he's scoring 27% of his points. They're third to last. Spot-up shooting, they're bottom third. Cutting to the hoop, he's scoring 11% of his points that way. And then free throws. Memphis is giving up a lot of all this. You can see he scores some threes. He scores a little bit in the corners, and he scores a lot down here in the paint on cuts and in transition. So I think this is a good spot. It's below his season average. And then, you know, like I said, the last 10, you're looking at about a 60% hit rate. Now, Miles Turner is going to be back today. And this is something that if we come over here back to Outlier, actually, I think I already had this loaded with games players with Miles Turner. Let's add this on real quick. Okay, so you're still looking at about a 50% hit rate in his last 10. His last 5 with Miles, same thing. Actually, only a 40% hit rate. Not sure what happened here. Maybe he got hurt in this one. Yeah, the minutes just weren't there. So I think Rick has figured out that he needs more minutes too. I think this is just a good spot to back Obi against Memphis. The way they play, both teams play at a very high pace. He's going to have a lot of opportunities. So we're going to lock that in on pick number 1. One of the guys I actually like an under on was this guy right here, Zaire Williams. Okay, so he's not playing many minutes. If we look at his last 10, this is a 70% hit rate on the under. Cleveland is, you know, we all know they're a good team, pretty solid defense. If you look at like what they do between these, it's like middle of the pack, right? But he also hasn't just been playing a ton of minutes. You can see the minutes are down a little bit. And then if we look at the head-to-head, when he played the Cavs earlier this year, He had literally had 0 points, only took a few shots, 3 attempts, 20 minutes. I expect probably about the same amount of minutes, and let's just hope that he's not shooting the ball a ton. If you look at the last 5, it's an 80% hit rate. You look at the last 10, it's a 70% hit rate. So I think this makes a lot of sense to take the under on Zaire Williams against the Cavaliers. You got to remember, too, Cam Johnson is back for Brooklyn. So that's going to definitely affect his scoring ability, I think. And then this last one, it's up to you if you guys want to play this one. I like it. It's just kind of a matchup play, and it's a hit rate play. So if we come down here to Julian Champagny, we're going to take him over a turnover. Now, this pays freaking 6x, guys. If you wanted to put these all together and then find another prop, it would pay you 40x. So it's up to you how you want to do it. This is just what I'm trotting out. You can play these straight on the books. I probably will actually do that on a few of these. So, but yeah, 1 turnover is what we're looking for here. You can see right off the bat in his last 20, this is 70% hit rate. Last 10, it's a 60% hit rate. Last 5, it's a 60% hit rate. Head to head, these were early last year, so we're not going to really count them. This year he had 2, so kind of a stat that there's a lot of variance to it. But turnovers forced versus the power forward, Phoenix is number 1 allegedly. If we look overall, they're number 2, so they're averaging, which is kind of surprising to me. The Spurs are number 1 in the league in blocks. That's no surprise, but the Suns are actually tied for 3rd, and then they're 18th in steals. So when you combine those two, that's over 12 a game. So they're forcing a decent amount of turnovers, and I just think that the hit rate here makes a lot of sense. I mean, that's a lot of green. He hasn't had one in 2 games, so the last time he didn't go 1-2 games, he had one the next game. And you guys got to also remember the other reason why I really like this is because he's going to be playing more minutes. So you can see the minutes here. Let's go pull up games without Victor Wembanyama, because I don't think he's going to play tonight. I think he's going to sit out. So, yeah, you can see there's a steady increase in minutes right here. I don't think he's missed all these with Victor, really. Games without player. Yeah, okay, well, maybe that's over the last couple of years or something. I don't know. But either way, the minutes seem to go up. So if he's playing more minutes against a team that's turning the ball over well, he's going to have more opportunities. If we talk some leans, so I already set this one, guys, on Sports Millions. Pays 6x. I put a quarter unit down on this. Already sent it out to the VIPs. Giving you guys 2 free plays today. I really like these plays. I think we're due for some wins, and I really like that 2-man 2. And the kind of the theory here is like, hey, look, like if this play hits for 25, that pays 150. So I put a quarter unit down on this, right? If the other one hits 50 for 150, then if just one of the 2 hits, well, we're going to draw exactly even. But if we can get that second play to hit, we're going to be having a great freaking day. So let's talk a little bit about spreads. Now I have a lean. Okay, so if we look over here on DraftKings, guys, there's a nasty trend, okay? It's nasty. And we'll see who's playing tonight. LeBron might not play. Luka doesn't look very good. Lakers have lost 2 in a row. They just lost to the freaking Hornets at home tonight. This is a back-to-back. Blazers have been just ridiculous at home. I believe they're 8-0 against the spread in their last 8 home games. And I think they've won 6 straight at home. And Lakers, I don't know. They lost to the Jazz, and then they just lost to the Hornets. Not a good look. You could definitely straight bet this and then sprinkle this in on a parlay or something, +3. Especially if LeBron's out, I really like this play right here. Now the Blazers have some injuries too. They might be down. DeAndre Ayton's probably most likely out. Grant is actually going to be a game time decision, but Klingon should dominate the boards even with Ayton out. And then they still have some guys that really play good defense, like Kamara. He'll generate some fast break opportunities against the Lakers, I think. And the Lakers just lack size down low. And, if LeBron's out, I think it's just going to mess with the team. Luka did play 33 minutes last night, so I guess the minute restriction's gone, but he didn't look the best. Maybe this is a game where he just goes off. Who knows? But I definitely lean Blazers +3. I think this should be a closer spread right here. I really do. So I would not be backing the Lakers on the road on a back-to-back with potentially no LeBron. against a team that has literally covered the spread at home eight straight games, I believe. So yeah, I think that's a pretty solid bet, guys. And that's all I got for you today. Let's turn the ship around. I do appreciate you guys that ride with me. You understand we're gonna win and lose together. I appreciate you guys the most. I love positive vibes, guys. Most of the time, I'm literally just sitting here like staring at screens, trying to come up with data plays. I try to literally leave my emotions out of it most of the time. Now, the Carl Anthony Towns thing, that is definitely what you would call a emotional play, because you can't argue with the matchup of what he's done. You just have to say, yep, I know the data says he doesn't hit this very often, but he's probably going to hit it against the Bulls. So you have to mix it in a little bit, and hopefully we can get hot and we can start celebrating wins every single day on the channel again. So I do appreciate y'all, and let's cash some freaking slips. Peace.